Hi friends, so we are driving home from Dallas because, as you can tell, our flight today didn't happen. We were supposed to fly to Huntsville because that was the closest they could get us to Nashville, and we sat at the airport again in our clothes from the last 3 days because all of our luggage is already in Nashville, but we aren't. And we sat there and we sat there and we sat there, and our flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and finally it got canceled. And no, Erin, we are not home yet. We're still in Texas. We are driving to Nashville. That was the best option. So our flight got canceled, and then they said, well, the best that we can do is we can put you on a flight tomorrow to Huntsville, and that wasn't really a good option since it's been 3 days that we've been trying to get home. So the weather had cleared up finally, and there was no snow and no tornadoes and no prediction of snow and tornadoes, so we are driving, and we'll see how far we get tonight. We're hoping to make it at least to Memphis, but we'll see. So we are stopped at a Starbucks because some dear friends sent us a Starbucks gift card, and we are using that, and then we are on our way again. So I promised you all that I was going to be doing a goal setting scope tonight, and I don't know what my Wi-Fi connection will be like, but we're just going to try this even though I don't have my tripod because it's in my luggage that is at the airport in Nashville. And I'm kind of a little bit out of it because I haven't gotten much sleep the last few nights because we've been at the airport so late, and it's just been that kind of thing. But we're going to try this, and we will see how it goes. And if I lose my connection, you'll just have to bear with me. So we have 2016, the hearts, and 2016. I finally remembered to use the hashtag. Will I ever get our luggage? Well, here's the funny thing. So our luggage is actually in Nashville. Somehow there was a flight that went ahead of us that we were not on, and it's in Nashville because Nashville called us today, and we verified that all our luggage is there. So our luggage is there, gratefully, because Dallas told us that they had 70,000 pieces of luggage that were stuck in a room that they were not letting out, and it's mass pandemonium there, and I felt so sorry for the people there. There were moms with little babies that have been there for a very long time, so many people that were sleeping on cots. It's a mess, and there's nothing that they can do because we drove by some of the tornado damage, and it's so terrible. So there were tornadoes, there were ice storms, there was snow, there was more tornadoes. It was just bad. So the weather, you're right, the weather has just been insane. I never remember having this many tornadoes in December, but anyway, okay, so let's talk about goal setting. Oh, Keely, I hope your friends are okay. Tornadoes are so not fun. I've never lived through one, but I've seen them and know many friends who have lived through them. So I grew up in tornado land. I know, and there were tornadoes in Tennessee while we were gone. It was crazy. Okay, so let's talk about my goals. So I am having a year of rest. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, for those of you who have heard me talk about my one word for 2016 is the word rest. You just had a twister here in North Carolina. Ooh, and Mississippi was so bad too. I know, Erin, it's just awful. So my word is rest. And as I thought about that, I was like, well, how do I pair rest with goal setting? Because I want to set goals and I want to be intentional. And hello, my husband and I launched a goal setting course today that is at Makeover Your Year, and I'll talk about that in a little while later. Makeoveryouryear.com is where it's at. But so I thought, of course, I want to set some goals, but how do I pair rest and having a year of rest with goal setting? And I finally decided that I would pick only a few goals, and I would pick goals that would inspire me and that would refresh me. not goals that would overwhelm me and exhaust me. I think it's sometimes really good to choose goals that will challenge us, that will motivate us, that will inspire us to work really, really, really hard. But there's other seasons where we need to choose goals that are not going to cause us to feel like we need to work, but they're going to inspire us and they're going to refresh us. So that is what I kept in mind when I chose my goals. So I have 4 goals. Thank you, Darcy, that you ordered the course. So I have 4 goals for 2016. And I started with choosing 4 areas. So 4 areas, that these are my 4 focus areas. And I base these 4 focus areas on my priorities. So we talk about this in the goal setting course that's at makeoveryouryear.com. We're going to walk you through how to do this, how to figure out what are your priorities, and then how do you decide what focus areas you should have for those priorities, and then based upon those focus areas, how do you decide what goals to set for those priorities and those focus areas. And then once you have those goals, let me turn my light back on, see if that helps. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Once you have those focus areas and then you have those goals, then how do you create action plans for those goals? So we cover all of that in the Makeover Your Year course, and that's at makeoveryouryear.com. But so my 4 focus areas for this year are motherhood, my marriage, myself, and Money Saving Mom, which is my business. For those of you who aren't familiar, I am the founder of MoneySavingMom.com. So that kind of encompasses all of the business because I like to alliterate, and so they all start with M, so probably would be better to say the business or something, but I said Money Saving Mom because Money Saving Mom is kind of more than just the blog now. But anyway, so we have motherhood, marriage, myself, and Money Saving Mom. Those are my 4 areas. So under each of those 4 areas, then I came up with one specific goal. So my goal for motherhood was that I am going to go through a creative writing course with my kids. I'm still deciding which one. But the reason that I chose this goal, which you might think, well, that's kind of a weird, that's a weird goal. Why would you choose that one? Well, the reason that I chose that goal was because my kids, I feel like they do really well in a lot of academic areas. They're doing really well. My light keeps going off. It's because our car is off. Let's see if we can get it back on. Okay. So they do really well in a lot of areas, but the area that I feel like that they are all weak in is their handwriting and their creative writing. And that's something that I love and something that I want to give to them. I want them, when they grow up and leave home, whatever they do with their life, I want them to be able to write well. And it's going to look different for every single child because certain kids are going to love writing more than others. But I still want them to have the skill. I still want them to know how to write, how to express their thoughts, put them down on paper, how to have neat handwriting, and how to be able to craft paragraphs and papers and that sort of thing. So that was the one goal that I chose for motherhood because I felt like that was a skill that I'm going to give to my kids that is something that's going to impact them for the rest of their life. But not only that, it's something that it's going to encourage me to be spending that quality time with my kids, investing in my kids to give them that skill to impact them for the rest of their life. And it's something that we really need to work on, and it's something that I want to make a priority. So that's my one goal for motherhood, and that is to go through a creative writing course with my kids. For my marriage, my husband and I talked about this, and we said, okay, what would be a goal that would inspire us? What would be a goal that would be good for us, that would really impact our marriage? And we came up with the goal of having 2 overnight trips this next year. So it could just be for a weekend, it could be for longer than one night, but the requirement is just 2 overnight trips in this next year. We recently went to New York City together. I've talked about that some on Scope, and that was our first trip to take as a couple without the kids. Really we think it's been 3 years, and we realized that that is something that was really good for us to do. It required some effort that we had to put forth in order to make it happen, but it was so good for our marriage. It was so good for us to get away. And so this doesn't have to be, you don't have to go to New York City, and probably for ours, I don't know what they'll be. If they will be that we, go to a local bed and breakfast, what exactly it will look like. But it's probably not going to be some big to do, just something simple but that we're committing that in 2016 that we're going to get away as a couple 2 times. So 2 overnighters. So that is my goal for the marriage category. So motherhood is to go through creative writing course with my kids. Marriage is to have 2 overnights. Just a second. My kids are all sitting. You want to see what my kids are doing? So okay. So yes, the lights just keeps going off. Okay, this is real life here. They're coming back in from going to Starbucks because we are on the road. For those of you who are just joining us, we are driving back from Dallas to Nashville. So anyway, so my marriage goal is 2 overnight trips, some way, somehow in the next year. Number 3, my goal for myself, which is a little bit of an interesting goal, but my goal for myself is to do 5 minutes of hand lettering every single day. 5 minutes of hand lettering every single day. Now, some of you might think, okay, that's a really weird goal. And at first I felt almost a little bit embarrassed to put it out there to say that was one of my goals. Just a second. Can you guys go get in your seat and get your seatbelts on now? Because we're going to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, okay, sit down. No, nobody interrupting the scope now. Okay. Okay, we're getting it all situated here. So my goal for myself is to do 5 minutes of hand lettering every day. And really why I came up with this goal is because I feel like it's a goal that would inspire me. It's something that I can use in a lot of ways. I can use it to write people's name on gifts. I can use it to make signs to put around our house. I can use it to just write my to-do list. But also I thought this is a gift that I can give myself of that time of just sitting down and having quiet and focusing and exercising creativity. I realized that it is really fun for me to do the hand lettering. It's fun, but it's exercising a different kind of creativity than I usually will exercise. I exercise a lot of creativity as far as being strategic with blogging. I exercise a lot of creativity as far as just with writing and that sort of thing, but not with actual handwriting. So this was the reason that I set the goal of 5 minutes of hand lettering every single day. And I'm going to be posting on my Instagram, sharing some of my quotes that I write out, sharing some of my practices, because it's going to take a lot of practice. And that is, I'm the MoneySavingMom on Instagram. But then also, one of the things that I thought with this goal was that I could use it if I get good enough, which hopefully with a lot of practice I will, that I can write quotes that I can share on Facebook and that I can share on Instagram, that I can share on social media, and it will be the kind of thing of being able to bless others and encourage others and inspire others through this creativity. So it's a skill that I can use in a lot of ways, but mostly the reason that I chose this goal was because it's something that will inspire me, and that is really what I'm about this year, to make it a year of rest. And so to take that time to stop every day and just quiet my heart, shut off the noise, and be creative for 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes. And the thing I found, I've been practicing this, and creatively, you said you have a free hand lettering series, and for those of you who are not familiar with Lisa, I believe is her name, go to her site. She has so many great resources, and honestly, she was the one that first inspired me to even consider this as a goal. And I saw some of her beautiful lettering, and it sparked the idea in my head, and then I started paying attention to what other people were doing, and there's books. Actually, I'll show you my book. This is my book that Mackenzie sent me. I'll show it to you. Actually, I have it right here. One of the few things that did not get packed in our luggage that went to Nashville. So this is my book that I'm using to be inspired by. This is called Hand Lettering for Everyone, and it's very, very fun, it's interesting, and it just challenges you to be creative. So hand lettering it can be calligraphy, it can be a lot of different things. It's basically challenging yourself to perfect handwriting that you love and that you can use to draw and write artistically. So there is Lisa, Creative LEI, Creative Lee. Follow her and go check out her site because she has a lot of really helpful information on hand lettering and calligraphy and so many beautiful things that are very inspiring. Okay, so my focus areas are motherhood, marriage, myself, and money saving mom. So number 4, my 4th goal for this year is to produce a Make Over Your Evenings course. This is something that people have been begging for me to do, and we finally have I'm ready to do that, and so I'm going to be working on that in spring. And I think it'll probably come out, I don't know, April or May. We'll see. It's the year of rest, so I'm not going to push myself to have to get it out at a certain time. But I'm going to try to do it this year because it's something that I want to do and it's something that many people have asked for. And I think it'll be not pretty easy, but it won't be overwhelming for me to pull off. So I'm also going to be traveling a whole lot less, and so I'll have a lot more time to be able to. Please put your hand down. Thank you. Okay. I'll be have a lot more time to be able to focus on producing products. So for those of you who are just jumping on and you missed them, my 4 focus areas for 2016 are motherhood, and for my goal for motherhood is that I am going to be going through a creative writing course with my kids. My second focus area is my marriage, and my goal for that area is 2 overnight trips with my husband this year. My 3rd focus area is myself, and my goal for that is to do 5 minutes of hand lettering every day. And my 4th area is Money Saving Mom, my business, and my goal for that is to produce a Make Over Your Evenings course and launch it. So that is those are my goals for this year. I thought that might be inspirational for you. Hi Cynthia, thank you for your sweet you sent me actually a DM through Instagram. I don't remember when it was, but I just actually found that people are DMing me through Instagram because I told y'all that I'm not techie, and I just discovered that I had like 69 messages on Instagram, and I felt so bad because some of them were for the last few months. So if you DM'd me on Instagram, I'm not being rude. I just didn't know that I had messages there. So anyway, you DM'd me too. I think a lot of you guys did, and I felt so bad. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you. I also wanted to show you, for those of you who missed my scope this morning, that today we are launching our brand new goal setting course. And this is a course for anyone who you say, you know, I'd love to do a better job of setting goals. I just don't know where to start. Or I set all these goals and I can't figure out how to break them down into bite-sized pieces. Or I'm really good at starting, but I can't figure out how to actually follow through. So maybe I'm really good for the first 3 days or 3 weeks, but then after, that, I fall off the bandwagon. So this course is really to walk you through step by step, not only how to create those priorities, how to find those focus areas, and then how to figure out what you should have as your specific goal for each focus area, but it's also then to create an action plan to follow through with those goals. Because you can have the best goals in the world, but if you don't have an action plan, you don't have accountability, and you don't have things in place to help you when those obstacles and those difficulties and those hiccups come, you probably aren't going to follow through. So I will turn the camera. This is at makeoveryouryear.com. This is our 4-week goal setting course. It's taught by my husband and I, and I think it's actually supposed to be my husband and me. I always want to say my husband and I. So it's taught by my husband and me. You can see there's, this is the workbook that you'll get as soon as you purchase. You get this downloadable workbook, and it comes with a lot of printables. And then you will also get, I'll show you right here so you can see. So you get 4 live group video coaching sessions with both of us. The sessions will be 30 minutes of teaching and 30 minutes of live Q&A. That's what I'm really excited about, because it will allow us to be able to interact with you live and answer your questions and really be there to cheerlead you. It's not just like we're shoving this great workbook into your hands or even just giving you these videos, but we're saying, here, we are going to come alongside you and we're going to hold your hand through the process. You also get a 47-page printable PDF workbooks. There's going to be a chapter of encouragement and inspiration each week, so there's a chapter per week, and then you have weekly projects that will break down the goal-setting process and set yourself up for success. Someone's saying, I think you're saying that you ordered and you didn't get it yet. If you ordered, you should get access to the workbook right away. So as soon as you order at makeoveryouryear.com, you should get access via email to the workbook, and then we'll be emailing you with more details on the videos. That we'll be sending out an email later this week, probably just with more details, and then we'll let you know how to log into the videos and to show up for that. And then also we will be sending you some additional materials every week, so an encouraging email with some additional materials and the replay from every video. So if you miss the group coaching session, you'll get the replay, or if you say, I was there but I'd want to rewatch it, or I want to show it to my husband, or want to share it with my kids, then you will get the replay every week so that you can have that and you have lifetime access to all of that. So we worked very hard on the projects and the printable worksheets because we didn't just want to give you the information. We wanted to also then walk you step by step through how to dissect that information and then digest it for you personally, and how to apply it to your life. Because I really wanted to make this something that would apply not just to the career person, but also to the busy mom who she's not going to be able to set 12 goals this year. She might only be able to set 1 or 2. But I want it to be able to apply to a broad spectrum. We also are going to include some stuff for couples. So those of you who are couples and you say, we want to do this together, we're going to kind of give you some helpful tools and encouragement to be able to walk through goal setting together as a couple. So you can get it right now if you go to makeoveryouryear.com, and through midnight tonight it is just $25. We're very excited about this. We feel like it's extremely affordable and a great price for what the information and the help that you'll be getting from that. So just go to makeoveryouryear.com and you can find out all the information about this course. And if you have any questions, feel free to tweet at me. So yeah, I am in the car. We are driving. We ended up, if you missed the first part of the scope, we sat at the airport again for hours and hours today. And finally, our flight got canceled because it kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed, and finally it got canceled. And they told us that the next available flight would be to Huntsville. That was the closest they could get us to Nashville, so to Huntsville, Alabama, and it would be tomorrow. And based upon how things were going at the airport, we didn't even feel like that was probably going to happen. So we rented a car and we are driving from Dallas to Nashville. So that is it. So anyway, we are just going with the flow because I told you guys that I would be on and doing goal setting tonight, so here I am. But anyway, so I am not driving. Jesse is, but so that is what I wanted to share with you tonight. If you have any questions about goal setting, I'm more than happy to try to answer them. We're driving now, so I don't know what the Wi-Fi will be like, but I'm happy to stay on and answer any questions. Or if you have any questions about the course, the light from the computer is great for a car scope, so yay, see? How many goals per focus area would be your max? That is a great question, and I would say that I would do no more than 3 per focus area. I would say that you have 3 to 5 focus areas, and then you would have no more than 2 to 3 goals per focus area. And one of the things that we talk about in the course is that you really need to know what your capacity is at this season of life. And so really, how much time do you have to invest in this? What is realistic for you and your season of life? Don't compare yourself to other people. And so maybe you only have 1 or 2 goals, and that is great. Don't feel like you're failing because you only have 1 or 2 goals. It's better to have a few goals and to follow through with them than to have so many goals and to set yourself up for frustration and failure. So thanks so much, Lisa. So that's really what I have learned personally, is that I can set myself up for really feeling overwhelmed by setting so many goals and then not being able to follow through with them because I've just set myself up for failure. So that's really why this year I only set 4 goals, because I wanted it to be a year of rest, and I wanted to be able to have that breathing room built in to feel like I could have rest and margin and not be overwhelmed. First time ever the broadcast hasn't been too full for you to comment. Well, yay! I'm so glad we hardly had any trolls tonight. I've been off scope for the last week. I really didn't scope, and I think that kind of helped. We lost some of our trolls in the quietness, and so I was really happy about that. So yeah, build on those victories. You always get so excited. This is your first time live. Yay! Chris, I'm so excited for you. You can do that. I'm excited to see what this next year brings for you. Yeah, and watch the replay, because I went through and talked about all of my goals and why I chose them. And I just really hope that it inspires you, and not remember to do you and not feel like you're supposed to do someone else. But I hope that by sharing my goals for you, that sounds like a checkbook in the making. Oh my goodness, guys, I could tell you so many stories from the last 3 days. That my mom called me earlier and she said, are you making some of this up? And I'm like, I haven't even told you the half of it. There was this grown man throwing basically a toddler tantrum today at the airport, and Silas, my 6-year-old, was like, what is that guy's problem? And he was just like, I have been here for 3 days, and just so angry and pushing and shoving, and just you could hear him from far, far away. And poor guy, I felt so sorry for him that he, that Jesse said he wanted to be like, and we've been here for 3 days too, with 3 kids, but he didn't. So you're thinking of moving to Texas. Where is the best place to live? I don't know, because I've never lived in Texas. Here's the thing. When you are at the airport and you have all these delays, and you have all this waiting time, and you have all these frustrations, and you have all these unexpected, and you're tired and you're hungry and you're tired of wearing the same clothes over and over again, and you don't have any of your stuff because you don't have your luggage, you really figure out what you're made of. And I struggled, just to be really honest. I struggled with having a great attitude. There were times when I just was like, I'm so done. So done. So I struggled with we all had our moments over the last 3 days. And we are just happy to be on our way home, getting closer to home versus just stuck there in Dallas. But we tried really hard to focus on the things to be grateful for and the blessings, because thinking of the so many families who lost their homes and lost lives and lost loved ones because of the tornadoes, and just that we have so much to be grateful for. And yes, this was an inconvenience. Yes, this is not what we would have chosen. Yes, we did a whole lot of waiting, and we didn't get enough sleep, and yes, I have a headache, and yes, I'm looking forward to my bed. But on the flip side, there's so much that we have to be grateful for. And so just really trying to focus on that versus being grumpy over what you don't have. So who is Lisa, who inspired you on the letters? Her handle on I'm not sure on other social media, but I know on Scope it's Creative LEI. So at Creative LEI, and if you go there, you can see her site, and she has so much helpful information on her website. But she also has, I think you can see all of her past scopes on Catch, and she did a whole series teaching you on lettering. I think it was like 31 days to love. I don't even remember, love your handwriting or something. I don't remember what it's called, but it was. There you go. there she is right there. So Creative LEI. I think, can you tell us what your, tell us what that series was, because it was so good. And I think that you can get to it from, if you just go to your website. I think it's on Love Your Lettering. That's what it was called. And I think it's on her sidebar. It was so good. So she really inspired me. But anyway, I'm trying to, it's really hard to block people while I'm holding without the tripod, so I'm not doing a very good job tonight. Sorry, y'all. It's still up on our blog, yes, and super helpful. Yes, we are still driving. We will be driving. We're gonna try to make it to Memphis tonight, but that's gonna be midnight, so we will see if we make it to Memphis, and then we'll probably have to stop and get another hotel, because we just probably don't have it in us to drive all the way tonight. So what time will the live course be? In the evenings. If you go to the makeoveryouryear.com, there is details. If you scroll down, what do you want to show me? He's pointing out things on the road. I don't know. The best comp. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, it's a long drive. 31 days to love your lettering. There's her site. Okay, but if you go to makeoveryouryear.com and you scroll down, there's a section where it talks about the live videos, and it tells the time. They will be in the evenings on Tuesday evening, and it tells all the dates of them. But also, if you miss any of them, there's going to be a replay that we will send to you, so you will have access to that, and you will have lifetime access to those videos. So just, if you can't show up, that's okay. We encourage you to show up, but we understand that not everybody will be able to, and things will come up, or maybe you can't catch the whole 1 hour session, and so you can check the replay out, and you can rewatch the replay if you'd like to. Can you view them via Android? You should be able to. I know for sure that you'll be able to view them via computer, but it should be, we're going to be using an expensive software that you should be able to view them via any device, I believe, but I'll let you know for sure. You are so welcome, Lisa. Thank you so much for inspiring me. I'm super excited and super grateful to you for the inspiration. So I should probably get off before I lose Wi-Fi, because we're going out into the middle of nowhere. But it was great to chat with you all tonight, and don't forget to go to makeoveryouryear.com. Through midnight tonight, you can get the goal setting course for just $25. After tonight, it will go up to $49 for tomorrow. So anyway, hope you have a great evening, and remember, you can tweet at me at any time if you have any questions about anything. I'm happy to help, and I don't know if I will be scoping tomorrow morning. I'll scope sometime tomorrow. We will see when, and because I might sleep in because I'm really tired. It's been 2 late of nights at the airport the last 2 nights, and I'm really tired. But anyway, thanks for hopping on, and I will talk to you later.